Today we're gonna make these super cute, ultra simple, and delicious bunny butt cupcakes, perfect for Easter or any spring gathering. And if you've watched any of my videos, you know that I do not like fondant, but this is the exception. I'm using fondant today, people. Let's get started. So we're starting off with the fondant part. Start off by dyeing a little bit pink. To do that, just add in a few drops of pink food coloring and then fold, twist, roll it out. If you have one of these tools, it's really nice. It's just a little rolling wand with like training wheels made of rubber bands on it. So we're gonna roll out these paws here. This is the paw, little soft part of it. And then I'm using a piping tip. This is going to be a number 12, which is like a medium circle. Just take a dot out, set it aside, another dot, set it aside. We'll make 2 paws to start off with. Then for the little, paw fingers, I'm using a number 8 tip. You can even use a smaller one. Just pop it out. Use your handy kitchen skewer if it sticks. We're doing the fondant part first because it kind of needs to harden a bit. And each bunny, I think, will get like 3 or 4. Now for the paws themselves, a little bit more white fondant this time. We're gonna roll it out, and I'm using my thicker rubber bands to roll it out. You'll see why in a moment. And now just use the back of your piping tip and press that out again with your skewer, so handy. You can even wait for this to firm up a bit before you cut it. It'll make it a little bit less soft and it'll be more easy to handle. Now, this needs to be a little bit elongated, just like a bunny's back paws. So let's take our rolling pin, roll it out in one direction just to stretch it out. Now we have a longer bunny paw. You can even use your fingers if you want, that works too. Now let's press on the big circle, and you can make it a little bit larger by pressing down with your finger. Okay, now for the little baby pads, just press them on. If your little paws aren't sticking, you can just brush the place you're gonna put them on with the smallest little tiny amount of water, and then place them on and they'll stick fine and dandy like lemon candy. That looks like a bunny paw to me. What do you think? This needs to firm up a bit, so that's why we're doing it first. Just wanted to show you, I think it's pretty cute. So for the body, you need to have some kind of a hemispherical shaped object. I have these cups and the inside is nice and round. You could also use those little tiny bowls, whatever. You can even shape them by hand. I'm going to be dusting in just a little bit of powdered sugar. Kick it around. This is an act like a little barrier so nothing sticks on the inside. Now get a dollop of fondant here. This is about a little bit under a tablespoon, and you're gonna press it into your glass. It's not sticking at all thanks to that powdered sugar. And now we have like a nice domed little bunny body. You can place it on your cupcake here and see. You want to have some space around for the grass. Set that aside and repeat the process for however many bunnies you have. The pièce de résistance of my bunny butt cupcake will be its fluffy, sparkly tail, which will be achieved with the use of white sanding sugar. Just pour some into a little bowl. Now, more fondant. Here, we need like a little tail. Doesn't have to be at all like smooth. Put it on a toothpick, dip it in that water, little water bath. And then we're going to roll it in that sanding sugar, and we have a nice sparkly, fluffy tail. Look at that, so cute. Catches a light like a diamond. To put it onto your bunny butt, you will be just dabbing it with water, fix it, and it'll act like glue. I suggest letting this harden a bit so you don't pull all of the sanding sugar off first. Just let it chill out. You could put it on some styrofoam or a piece of cardboard just to stay upright, or just lay it down and it'll be okay. Gently. Let's make a couple more. Look at that beautiful sparkly tail. Okay, so now we're ready to assemble our bunny butts. All right, so to assemble, use a little bit of water for glue. Just brush where you want to put the feet. Now let's add our slightly firmer bunny feet. It's really a cartoon, so don't worry about where the feet would be placed in nature. There we go. And the finishing touch will be a big old fluffy bunny butt. There we go. Nice. It'll set, all be glued together, and while that's happening, we can make our cupcakes. We're going to use 113 grams or 1 2/3 cups of all-purpose flour. I measured it out on a scale. 1 teaspoon of baking powder and a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. 1/4 teaspoon of salt. 1 whole cup of granulated sugar. You could cut back a little bit, do 2/3 if you want. Give it a nice, beautiful sift. Cast it aside like your dreams. And now let's give it a nice whisk. Okay, let's set that aside, and now on to the wet ingredients. In this smaller bowl, I have 1/2 cup of sour cream, one of my favorites. 1/2 cup of milk. Whole milk. 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. 3/4 cup or 190 grams of unsalted butter at hot temperature. Melt it down. Let's make everything easier. That white stuff at the bottom are milk solids because I'm using American butter, which is not clarified. Let's whisk this up, and we're almost done except for those pesky little eggs. 3 egg whites at room temperature. Just the whites, no yolks. Whisk it up. Right, had a little caprice. I'm gonna add some lemon zest into here. Let's just dump all that mixture out. And then we're going to whisk it up. This could be done with electric hand beaters or a standing mixer, but why waste the electricity? It also comes together so quickly. Into cupcake papers, popping them into the oven, and then we're gonna get to our buttercream. So I'm gonna pop these papers in. They're like a cute yellow gingham, but it doesn't matter because you're never gonna see them, and I'll tell you why. I'm gonna use a little blogger trick on this later. Get in there. Now I'm using an ice cream scoop as usual. This gives me the perfect amount. So scoop it up and plop it in. Next cupcake. Very satisfying process. I like this because even someone who's clumsy, maybe a little bit less than unmessy, can get these in without too much mess, and you get the exact same amount of batter for each cupcake. This recipe yields about 18 cupcakes depending on like the size of your papers. I have some papers that are like little tiny baby papers, and some they're giant, even though they all fit into the same size muffin tin. So frustrating. Anyways, these will bake at 340, 350. Keep an eye on them. Turn the pan around halfway through because the back of your oven is usually warmer, and you'll be fine. While those cupcakes are baking, we're gonna do some quick buttercream action here. I'm making up a nice, delicious batch of American vanilla buttercream. So 4 sticks or 1 pound, that's 0.45 kilograms, I think, of butter into a standing mixer, fitted with a paddle attachment. It is unsalted butter, to which I'm adding a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Let's give this a nice cream just for a few minutes, just like a few seconds. It's creamed up. Now we're gonna add in about 1.5 pounds of confectioner sugar. It's pretty much up to you because it's about the consistency and the taste. Let's add that sugar in. Just add in, a big clump at a time and then mix it on low. Close it up, and because I've learned from previous experience, I'm gonna be adding a tea towel on here. Mix on low, increase speed, keep that tea towel on. Nice. No fuss, no muss. Nobody saw any of this other mess. Repeat the process. Okay, I'm gonna add in a splash of vanilla and a little bit more salt. Add some green food coloring onto that buttercream, get it nice and vibrant green. If you want, you could also use matcha powder to get a nice pastel green with no food coloring. I'm using a palette knife, but you could use anything you want just to smear a thin base of buttercream onto my cupcake. Now I'm using a 233 grass tip to pipe grass on. They make big ones of this too, but 233 is the one that's really easy to get. Once you have your border of grass pipes, like 2 rows deep for the most part, you can add your bunny in. So just be careful, because if your bunny stains, things will be bad. So, if your bunny's tail falls off, things will also be bad. Add just some grass in there to elevate the bunny a bit. All right, so place your bunny, press down a bit now. And the last bit is to pipe in just a little bit of grass. Okay, there you have it, a bunny butt cupcake. Very nice. Okay, I've said it before and I'll say it again, that is a very nice vanilla cupcake recipe, if I do say so myself. So delicious, really moist. You just get butter and vanilla and happy feelings from eating them. Anyways, if you like my videos, hit that like button, leave a comment if you have any questions, and don't forget to subscribe.